There are cultural lenses, systemic racism and internalized racism are huge factors on how we perceive someone's competency and their suitability and their readiness and their preparedness for an opportunity or a program or leadership or employment. And I think that I really still haven't seen enough critical thought in how cultural competency of people who are in leadership roles and program design and evaluation and all that, their cultural competency is overlaying and related to how we perceive and design for assessing and also developing competency in young people. And I think that's there's a lot of opportunity to make what we do much more effective by connecting those two.
Because there's a number of external issues that come into play in terms of an environmental and perspective that have actually impacted or allowed the young person to get that job. It's not no amount of training, skills development. I'll give you an example. Education is the one we'll focus on because that's our focus. We run a homework club, and as a result of our homework club, a young person has now gotten a credit in a course that they initially were failing in. That sounds like a really logical conclusion, right? There's seemingly some kind of correlation there, but it's actually not true when you actually look at it below the surface level. Here's what happened. Young Johnny used to go home and had to babysit his younger sibling because his mother worked in the evenings, which took away his attention from his homework and his studies. In the last 5 months, his mother has shifted from evening work to day work, which means that she could be home in the evening, which freed up Johnny's time to actually focus on his studies. And during that period, because he was able to focus on his studies, it now meant he could participate in our homework club. So in fact, it wasn't only, and I don't want to throw away the impact that a homework club has, but it wasn't the fact that this homework club was the result of this improved educational attainment. In fact, something had to happen before that. There had to be a change in his environmental existence, his reality, right, his home, that allowed him to actually flourish or thrive, right? So it's one of these things where when there are all these programs that have rich data and have some really, really strong outcomes that are seemingly, really exciting, but they don't capture the whole picture, right? Which goes back to our focus on thoughtful program design.